So, a very good evening and warm welcome to everyone for this special webinar, A Child's Socio-Emotional Journey. And what I find is this is the most important aspect of a child's life. Even when a child performs somewhere, that emotional strength is very, very important. When child writes exam, that emotional strength is needed. Otherwise, if fear and anxiety enters, how will I, crack this exam? What will happen and all that? So, it all goes. Even in public speaking, when you make the child stand in front of everyone and that fear enters, emotional strength is not there, it's gone. So anywhere, if we want our children to perform and remain happy, this emotional strength and also social connection, how social interaction is enabled in the child is very, very important. Thank you, Rama ma'am, for joining us today for this. Thank you so much for finding time out of your busy schedule, and I thank all our lovely people over here who have joined on Saturday evening, and they are giving their time to us because they are interested in their children. That is the most important aspect to understand. So my name is Surabhi and I would be your host for today's session. And this session is on the topic A Child's Socio-Emotional Journey. I'm from Brighter Minds team and Heartfulness Institute member. Brighter Minds is a Heartfulness Institute's initiative, and I'm associated with this organization for last 30 years. So you can understand how much value this organization must have given me, because if someone spends 30 years of one's life, that means something, that means the organization has really, really changed that person's life. So this is my humble submission and a gratefulness to Heartfulness Institute for being wonderful in my life. And if I say that my life has been transformed with this organization, with these techniques that this organization gives, it's not a hyperbole. So I thank Heartfulness Institute, and Brighter Minds is a neuroscientific connect of heartfulness. Through neuroscientific interventions and studies, we help children, adults, youth, and also teens for their journey on this socio-emotional concerns. The main objectives of Brighter Minds program is to improve concentration in children so that comprehension can be improved, so that their retention capability can be improved. Whatever is required for a child to excel in whatever he or she does, that is one area. Second area is how to improve emotional strength in children, emotional resilience, which is the topic of today. Third aspect of Brighter Minds that we work on is how to improve intuitive capabilities in children. And intuitive capabilities are very important to enable and empower your child to take better decisions in life. Whether our children take wise decision in life is what makes them what they are going to be in their life. So that decision making capability is very important. And nowadays, not only teens and youth, but also children are, willing to decide. Even when they wear clothes, they are willing to decide that, okay, I would do that, So that has changed, Rama ma'am. You're muted, I guess.
Yeah, it's absolutely correct, Surabhi ma'am. The children have changed a lot.
Children have changed. And the fourth aspect that Brighter Minds work on is how to improve problem solving ability, how to improve innovative and creative capabilities so that our children can solve different problems, not only related to their subjects or sports, but problems of life as well. That is the topic of today. So I'm glad to introduce you to Rama ma'am, though all of you might be knowing her by now. But it's my privilege to have her here among us, and I take pride in introducing her. So Mrs. Rama has been working with IBO as IBEN visiting team member since 2011, and she is an IB program leader. Not only IB program leader, but very renowned IB program leader. She has done many face-to-face and virtual visits for verification, authorization, and evaluation of schools. She enjoys visiting different schools and supporting IB programs as well as various other school curriculums as well. So she has been a guide and mentor to not only schools but also chairmen, to principals, to many other leaders. And she has worked with one of the well-known IB World schools, which is Vishwa Shanti Gurukul. and she has been a founder principal of this school. And when the building is started for MIT Vishwa Shanti Gurukul, Rama ma'am has nurtured it from there, and now Vishwa Shanti Gurukul is not only renowned in Pune, Maharashtra, but also across India. And she is pursuing her further education from University of People UK and independently working as an educational consultant for uplifting and upskilling schools. She believes that actions speak louder than words, and she has shown in her life as well, and wants to be a positive change maker. And certainly, ma'am, I believe that if we are able to make change in even one person's life, that is a contribution. So thank you for being a big contribution to the society. And she makes, she thrives to make a big difference that she is actually making. And many children and parents who are associated with us and who have been associated with MIT Vishwa Shanti Gurukul as well, they always admire Rama ma'am and they miss Rama ma'am as well because their children have grown and they have gone. So Rama ma'am, thank you so much. So I would request you to please share your experience about social emotional your experience about social emotional journey of a child, because you have worked in MIT and MIT has residential school as well, and other children also come for day schooling. So please share your experience with all of us. Over to you.
First of all, thank you so much, Surbi ma'am, for such a wonderful platform, I must say that. And today is 1st of June, so let's welcome joyful June, all of you, all the parents who are present over here. So let's welcome. This is a very important month because most of the schools begin in the month of June, right? So for parents, for children, this is really a very, very important month. So when we look at this social, and I call it as a socio-emotional skills or development, and what I had seen is that it's a very, very important aspect in children's life, because they are like whatever the impressions, because of all the experiences they get, it becomes a permanent mark on them. And this begins right from the birth. When the child is not ready to speak, the child understands the emotions, right? If you smile at the child will respond to you by giving a smile. Child doesn't know any language, but the emotions are so important. And you all know that human body is a complex machine, right? And brain plays a very, very important role. It's like, it's a remote for entire body functioning. And we all have learned in science subject how the brain functions, how the limbic system is, okay? So socio-emotional skills are something which everybody has to take it very, very seriously, because this is not something which is, away from academics, away from your life. This is something which is a permanent, I must say, a permanent aspect in your life. And we as an adult play a very important role when we are grooming the children. So it's not only the schools makes a lot of difference, but the families, the people around them make a lot of difference. So when I look at the boarding schools or, the schools, I would like to share a few things where, when the child comes to the boarding school, it's like, it's everybody is a precious asset. Every child is a precious asset of every parent. And when they want to hand over that asset to somebody else, it's a biggest responsibility from the school side also, as well as from the parent side also, because they are giving a child. It's not that they don't like the child, right? They want to keep the child under somebody else's roof because they want to develop the child's personality. They want to strengthen the socio-emotional skills of the child. And I had seen wonders happening, because the children, especially coming from a nuclear families, children coming from joint families, children coming from different cultures, children coming from different countries, okay, how beautifully they shape their personality. Because in today's world, as a parent, We are not going to be there with the children all the time, correct? So we need to develop them strong. We need to make sure that resilience is developed very nicely. And as you rightly said, that decision making in life is something very, very important, ma'am. So socio-emotional journey, it is a journey. We call it as a journey because all good, bad, because this is full of experiences, right? It can't be just, one chapter is taught, question answers are written, and marks they get it. It's not like that. It's something different. So in the schools, they have this, social mental well-being of the children policies there. Then they have life skill sessions are there. These are all schools do take care, but what parents are doing and what they should do, and this is something which we want to share it with everybody, isn't it, Surbhi ma'am?
Right. Yeah, because at every step, like I know few families in which younger sibling came, and then elder child started feeling left alone, because emotional needs were not met. Even critical cases I have heard, ma'am. Two children in the place where I live, nearby, they suicided because of some concern, not known. But then immediate reaction of everyone is, "Arey, parents ko nahi bataya. Arey, what happened? He could not tell parents." So everything comes on parents, but we as parents are not at fault. I mean, we might not be aware about that thing. So that is why proactively, if we become aware of it, then many things can be done. So this is my opinion, ma'am. So what I feel, some efforts are needed from parents, because sometimes children look happy. On social media they will put. So there have been some people on social media. That person looked very happy, and the other day news came. So beyond their smiles, beyond their laughter, we have to understand what my child is going through. Like what is going in his or her mind and heart. That is important aspect. So what all efforts are needed from parent side, that we want to hear from you?
Very important, ma'am, because children's behavior is unpredictable. Okay, and why should I say children's? It is, everybody's behavior is unpredictable, but we need to understand like how we can work on it. And I always use and select 4 words for it. It is significant, relevant, engaging, and challenging. Please remember these 4 words. Okay, significant, relevant, challenging, and what I said. Anybody who is keenly listening,
you can write down in the chat box.
Yes,
engaging, ma'am. Engaging. It's engaging.
Correct. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. So I'm sure everybody's ears are with me. So these 4 words are very, very important when you are grooming your child. Okay. Because first and the most important thing is that communication. Right? Communication, which is any communication. I mean to say, it is like in your mother tongue, in your the professional language, English, whatever it is. But important aspect is communication, and how you choose the words to communicate to the child. That is also very important. The tone of the word is very, very important, because we are talking about the sensitive mind, brain, right? So the children look at you and they analyze, they judge, okay, which is not, you will not understand what is happening inside. We don't have a screen. Okay, sometimes through the facial expressions we do understand, but it is very difficult. Sometimes the children, they are very, very quiet, and you don't know what's running in the child's mind. So it's a deep valley. I call it as a deep valley. And you have to be very, very particular about the communication aspect with your child, right from childhood. Especially when the children are in, 3rd, 4th standard, when the me in child has started coming, and, child understands a little bit away, like, staying away from the parent, or when, getting familiarized with the social contacts and all that. So there you need to be very, very particular about the communication. So that is one thing. So your communication has to be relevant, significant, engaging, and challenging. So when I'm saying this, you should ask the questions to the child very open-ended ones, not the answers which you should get in yes or no. Okay, did you like the vegetable? The child will say yes
Or
okay.
no.
Or no, correct? Yeah. But if you say, oh, today how was the sabji? Okay, the child may give you the different kind of an, oh, sabji was very spicy. Okay, at least one word extra will come. So you need to be very, very particular when you're communicating to the child. Allow him to express. Let him use more words to speak to you. So your questioning has to be in a very, very normal and a natural, not arrogant way. Okay, so it has to be a very, very subtle, and the children should enjoy communicating to you. Not only with parents, but anybody in the family, amongst the family member, anybody, dada, dadi, nana, nani, uncle, auntie, even your neighbors, okay, whoever is there as a close associate with the child, the how you question the children matters a lot. So please remember communication. Then the second is the question, how you are going to speak to the child. Third is your body language, because the children are keen observers and they keep listening, seeing you, how you walk, how you talk, okay, right from top to bottom. And they are looking for role models, correct? Especially from third standard onwards, they want to be like their teacher. Many a times you must have spoken to your children and they say, I want to be like my teacher. Or they're looking at some elder brother and they want to be like that. So they are looking at a role model. So we really have to look and give them an examples of, not as a comparison, but something which is of a winning personalities, certain good stories. All these things play on the socio-emotional development of the child. Okay, ma'am. So if I really go on, I can give you n number of examples how the children are, themselves develop their socio-emotional skills. Because in the school life, when they have to appear for certain competitions, okay, winning and losing, correct? But just participation also makes a lot of difference. So allowing your child to participate at a various platforms, not necessarily saying that, oh, I know you are not going to win. Many parents, make this kind of a sarcastic comments saying that I know you are not going to win. Why you have to say these words? And there only you're chopping. So you need to understand what kind of a words you're using it, giving an opportunity to the child to participate in various competitions, various platforms, let him get a wonderful experiences. Simple on the during the weekend time or for vacation, where what kind of a destination you are selecting for the visit matters a lot. What kind of an experiences you want to give it to the child matters a lot for the socio-emotional development of the child. And one last thing where I would like to say is that, why I told you those 4 words. And what I said, significant, engaging, relevant, and
challenging.
Correct. So you need to understand that we are going to make sure, so you need to use your brain and you need to be a little cautious when you are engaging your child at home. Children have a lot of energy and they need to be constructively engaged. If they are constructively engaged, you will see that later on how beautifully their journey, is mapped by themselves only. Because every time you cannot push them, they have to have that inner pull. And inner pull, they will get it if you constructively engage your child right from childhood. So that's very important, rather than making him watch certain cartoon films or, just not doing anything. So these kind of things should be avoided. And make child constructively engaged.
Right. So here maybe we can take a pause, and I would request all of you who are listening to us, you can put in the chat box what you are going to apply. So you can write 2 or 3 words what you are going to apply, whatever you felt in your heart.
Come on, my dear parents, you have to be very quick.
I have written communication to everyone.
Okay.
Communicate more with kids.
That's good.
Aji.
Okay.
Nazirji says communication. So when we are saying communication, that includes verbal and non-verbal as well.
Totally correct, ma'am.
Because intent, thought, and whatever is going in your mind is also being observed by children. You know,
Yeah.
not only what we are saying. Like in last webinar we shared, if we say something, but they are going to observe what you are going to do, what you are thinking. So that's very important to think also, same thing. So say, do what you say and say what you do, say what you mean. So tone, more focus on open-ended questions. Yes. So we have Rama ma'am, we have this our YouTube channel, and we have shared earlier as well. So we keep talking about these things. So parents can subscribe to that channel. I'm going to share that link with everyone so that you can subscribe to that channel and keep watching. So regarding open-ended questions, how to ask, regarding communication, regarding other concerns as well, we have made short videos, few longer videos also we have created. So you can just subscribe to it. And we also have a parents group, and up to now we have not started posting every day, but our plan is to start posting every day on one thing or the other. So it's going to happen very soon. So I'm sharing that link also, Rama ma'am.
Great, ma'am. This is a very good initiative, I must say that, ma'am, because these are handy tips for the parenting. Because I keep always saying that nobody has the parenting manual. And for this socio-emotional development, how do you develop the personality? Okay, varies from family to family, right? So these kind of handy tips will work for parents, and this is really a great initiative you're taking it, ma'am. So more and more parents should reach out and get the benefit of this.
So I'll take this privilege to share with everyone that Rama ma'am also keeps on guiding me, keeps on sending few things to me that this is needed to be shared with parents and all. So we also make few videos on that. Thank you, Rama ma'am, for your continuous help and support on this for parents community. So I have shared YouTube subscription link and also WhatsApp link, and also LinkedIn I have shared. You can please follow this LinkedIn. So we will be starting few initiatives over here as well. Okay. So Rama ma'am, would you like to share more things on this, or should we move ahead with this?
Yeah. One very important thing when we are talking about this socio-emotional aspect, ma'am, parents should remember 3S and 2R. Okay.
I will write in the chat box 3S and 2R so that everyone can remember.
So that why am I saying? Because when you talk about socio-emotional skills or socio-emotional development, parents feel wo automatic ho jata hai, but it's not like that. It doesn't happen automatic, and you need to be very, very particular. So what are these 3S? So first S stands for self-management. So over the period of a journey of a child, we want ultimately the child should be self-managing himself, herself. And for that, in this self-management, again, lot many things come, the emotional regulation, resilience, goal setting, deciding something and working and achieving it. All those things is a self-management. Second S is self-awareness. Okay, so the child should be able to express that I'm not feeling, well, or I'm not feeling, happy, or somebody's troubling me, somebody has tried to bully me. So all this self-awareness, it's very, very important. And if you develop the communication with the children, you will understand it that the children do have certain kind of a inner things which they want to talk to you, they want to share with you. You need to know and make them aware about their strengths rather than pointing out to their weaknesses. So it is self-awareness is very, very important. And third S is social awareness. So social awareness is what? The empathy for others, respect for others. When somebody comes to your house, expressing or talking, or not just hiding inside the room, or developing social contacts with other people, mingling around. So this is all 3S I have spoken to you. Again, I will repeat, it is self-management, then the self-awareness and social awareness. And 2Rs which I'm talking about is like responsible decision making, which you said that decision making, but responsible decision making. Like I had seen few of the families, they do not give a choice to the child when the child is pretty young. The mother will say, you take mango ice cream, the daughter will take chocolate ice cream. They will not ask which flavor you want. These are simple things, but if you ask the child will learn to take the decision, because when the child goes to the ice cream shop, the child is seeing variety of ice creams, right? We want the children to take a decision in life in 12th standard, selecting the subject, 10th standard, or selecting the college and all those things. So this decision-making habit has to be formulated right from the childhood, not suddenly telling the child that now you decide what you want to do it. So it's very important that what kind of a decision we are making sure that the child is going to take. So responsible decision making. So whatever he takes the decision, problem solving, making sure that decision, whatever you have taken, you have to stand by that. So it's very, very important. And the last, second R is relationship skills. Like how to develop those relationship skills. So listening skill comes under relationship skill, because a lot of listening has to be developed. This listening skills are very, very important. Then the collaboration skill, working with team. In today's world, if you really look at it, you may be highly intelligent, but if you don't have the habit of working in a team or working together, then your intelligence is of no value. Right? So sharing with others, understanding the other people with their differences can also be right. So these all things are very, very important. And this is what, in a nutshell, the parent community needs to remember, that 3S and 2R are very, very important, and which easily we can slowly, gradually develop.
Right. And in today's world, it's little complex, because one of the parents, she was sharing with me, and she was actually saying, she said, Surabhi, in our time, it was not very difficult, वो कोई सोचता भी नहीं था हमारे इमोशन के बारे में, हम तो ऐसे ही, कोई पूछता भी नहीं था, दो झापड़ भी लगाते थे मम्मा पापा, या डांट भी देते थे, कुछ नहीं होता. और आज के बच्चों को तो थोड़ा सा भी कुछ बोला तो they feel upset. So actually there was a news that parents scolded a child, and that is where child suicided. So on that she called me कि अरे ये कैसे हो रहा है आजकल, we should do something about it. So Rachna ji is asking, is there an age range in which this 3S and 2R can be best developed?
Yes, ma'am. It is right from the childhood, it has to be developed. Okay. Why did I tell you this in a nutshell? Because you should remember and you should keep introspecting, what am I doing with my child? Am I making him independent? Am I giving him that kind of an opportunity to take a decision? Am I respecting the decision of my child? This is very, very important. And as a parent, I always say parenting is an art. Okay, parenting is an art, and no manual is there. We are going to drive on the road where we have to make our own pathway. And we have to strengthen the relationship with the child, correct? So no age bar, you have to begin it right from the beginning, and till the child enters into the adulthood, we have to keep on working.
So this reminds me, ma'am, a family visited me, for Brighter Minds program, they wanted to understand, and their younger child, almost 2 years old, he fell down, and immediately both the parents got up. Arey, arey, kya ho gaya? Oh my God, let's beat this. I mean, he was on sofa, so just beat the sofa. That you have made him fall like that. So later we discussed that the moment you react, so because this age group is being talked about, so how you react or respond to the situation, that also makes child learn. So it starts from very beginning. So the moment you will hit something that the sofa has made you fall, so the child develops habit that whatever wrong happens to me, someone else is responsible for that. So child will never take responsibility of his or her own actions. So like you rightly said, ma'am, everything that we are saying, we are doing, we are thinking has to be very mindful. I would rather say very heartful. In heartfulness, what we say that, see, there are so many things to do that sometimes we get confused, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, and on the on everything else, our parents are so busy nowadays. Both the parents mostly are working nowadays. Even if the lady is homemaker, even then so many things are to be done. End of the day, we are not able to understand what happened, kahan chala gaya time, but so many things are to be done. So much to do because nuclear families are there. So that's why what is the crux of everything? So that relaxation and meditation technique that maybe at the end we will give, ma'am. Today we are going to give that because that slowly enables you from inside. So Avnish ji is writing, I need more help on this for my child, how to contact you. So I will share number with everyone, ma'am.
Yeah, that is
number of Swaraj sir.
Yeah. Good, ma'am. It is very important to seek a right kind of a help at a right time. Okay, this age, this age is not going to come back again. When the children are young, the days are not going to come back again. So parents needs to be very cautious, and they need to be seeking a right kind of a help from a right people. And good, Surbhi ma'am, you have shared both the numbers. So
in case need be, we will seek your help also, ma'am.
Yes.
I've shared my number and Swaraj sir's number by then. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to ask you, ma'am. What are the keys to develop this emotional resilience? What are those pointers through which it can be developed?
Yeah. So, ma'am, again, I would say that lot of experiences we need to give it to the children. Unfortunately, many parents, like I see that the families are now becoming very, very responsible, and they try to think, but we want to we want the parents to understand which are the key factors. And for that, first is, again and again I will repeat it, modeling positive behavior. That's something which is very important. Last time also you had said parents are children are watching parents. If you are lying in front of the child, the children understand and they pick up that. So we have to be very, very particular about modeling positive behavior. Then creating a supportive environment. Now, when I'm saying the supportive environment, as I said, the children need to be constructively engaged. You should see that what your child is doing. If you are there in the office, okay, is he spending all the time just watching some videos, or sitting at the neighbor's house, or whose company he is with, or you have developed the reading habit so that the child is really reading certain things, and then in the evening you're talking about what the child is reading, and then you have a great discussion about the character in the stories, or the movie if you're taken to the child, then you discuss about that. So these things are very, very important for the children. Third thing is that when you are teaching them emotional literacy, and Surbhi ma'am, here I will just take 2-3 minutes. Teaching emotional literacy is something which is very, very interesting, but before that you all must be knowing that in our brain there's a limbic system, okay, and this lower limbic system basically outside the cortex area, detects most of our spontaneous, automatic emotional responses, as well as the fear factor. Many children I had seen, they have a lot of fear, so we really have to work on this, and this limbic system, as well as the upper limbic system, lower limbic system, then cortex, then the overall, the pathways, the neural pathways which are created in the child's mind and a brain are very, very, these are pathways are created through this limbic system and inside the brain, but impressions are there on the mind. Okay, impressions, they get it for long lasting. So we really have to be very, very cautious about it, and parents need to make sure that they have to foster empathy. Yeah, they have to show that, if they are seeing certain things, like especially when the children are young, if you're looking at insects, so not to kill the insects. This is generally is taught in the school also. But if the ants are coming in the kitchen and the mother takes the spray and tries to spray that in front of the child's eyes, and that time she's killing those ants, so the children get into double kind of a mindset. What is this happening? Somebody is saying not to kill the insects, and mother is killing all the insects by taking the pesticide. So we really have to give the reason it up, like these are the red ants, and this may come and be harmful for us. So you have to reason it out. So giving a reasons to the children is also very important. Scientifically tell them why this, why. So you have to ensure the reasoning to them. And the last key factor is encouraging positive social interactions. So you really have to bring a lot of positivity around the children. I had seen a wonderful examples in my entire school developing the children as well as grooming children journey, where the children come from families where they know that they are here to develop their personality, they are here to develop themselves, and they take such a wonderful actions in day-to-day life. Like I'll give you one simple example, where one of the child, we had this balancing the book race for third and a fourth standard, and that emotionally every child wants to be winner, correct? Yeah, most of the children want to, nobody likes to lose, be the loser. And this boy from my class had told me, like, ma'am, I want to tell you one thing. This girls wear hairband, and this hairband helps them and supports the book, balancing the book. So this is partiality. You should not allow anybody to wear the hairband. The girl should not wear the hairband. And I also gave a deep thought. So we learn from children. Okay, we learn from a children. As a teacher, as an educator, I always used to give an opportunity to the children to speak to me. So we also used to know that how we can correct ourselves also. And there's no, kind of a, we should not feel below the dignity if the children are telling us certain things and we correcting ourselves. So this is something wonderful example. I remember it. Emotionally, the child was very, very strong. He wanted to be the winner. He told me this. I said, okay, fine, we will do that. And that boy practiced it at home so well, this balancing the book. I don't know for how many days he must have practiced. When the last day the race was there, I was sitting over there, and he was walking as if there is nothing on his head, and straight away he was the first winner. Later on, we asked that child, how did you manage it? He said, I practiced and practiced. Okay, so the children are the ones who, but that nobody had told him. Remember, this has come automatically, that environment, that positivity, that, something to do it perfectly. Okay, something to do to be a winner has to be developed. And for that, we all have to take a cautious efforts. Okay, so Ruby ma'am, I may go on and on. So we really have to cut short. But these are the key factors which I have spoken.
Thank you for sharing this. Yeah, it's important to, this is actually important point, because as parents, sometimes we feel above children. Because I'm a parent, I'm a mother, so it happens with me as well. I'm a mother, so I know more than my child, but sometimes it's very relevant example. Sometimes it so happens that children know more than us. So how to hug them, how to accept what they are saying, how to say, yes, you are right. Oh my God, this is such a new observation. Yes, I learned from you. That also gives, boosts their self-confidence that we know things.
Absolutely correct, ma'am. Absolutely correct. And fortunately, the schools are also taking a lot of efforts. If you really look at it, schools are also taking equal efforts. But we need to have strong both the sides, parental community as well as the schools. Both has to join hand together to develop this on a very larger scale. Because many a times I had observed, like parent PTAs specifically, only 50% attendance is there. Why? Because the parents are busy, sometimes they don't, and they feel no, teacher is going to tell us the same thing. I know already what my child is doing, but don't do that. Attending the PTMs, having interaction with your teacher, child's teachers, or whoever the coach is there, sports coaches are there. So it's very, very important to develop that communication. And this is what is the emotional literacy is. Strengthening the communication systems around the child is something which is very, very important.
And one more thing I have observed about PTMs, when we as parents go to PTM, our children all know that my parents are going. So they are more careful, that, my mother is going, my father is going. So they also even when you go in their different things, like suppose sports days there or annual days there and parents are coming, that gives child a real pleasure that my parents are coming and I am going to perform. So that also gives them that emotional boost. With that, there is one question, ma'am. Smita ji is asking, what do you mean with modeling positive behavior? Can you throw some more light on it?
Yes, sure, ma'am. See, again, the positive behavior, if we cannot define it, right? But day-to-day experiences, how do you react? How do you take care of support staff in your home? Okay, like suppose if you have a Aya Didi is kept at home, or even the watchman uncle is there, how respectfully you talk, because the children, as I said, all impressions we are making in their files. If you say watchman kaka, naturally the child is going to say watchman kaka only. Okay, but if you are very rude in treating those people, the children are going to pick up the same thing. So positive approach and positive conduct is something which comes in your language. We want the children to develop the soft skills, right? In today's world, if somebody speaks to you sweetly, we want to talk to them more, right? But somebody is rude, people go away from them. Correct? Yeah. And entire journey is based on communication systems itself. All businesses are run on communication, right? AI is not going to help us so much. Correct? AI, today only I was using HDFC Bank AI, and it said, I do not understand emojis. Okay, the message has come to me, I do not understand messages, knock, knock. Okay, so AI has replied it this way. It is an emotionless. We as a human are full of emotions. So let us have that positive approach within us. And this can be developed to a lot of, again, peeping within ourselves. And Surbhi ma'am, that gives me a great, great honor and I mean to say a great respect towards heartfulness practices, which is very important, that teaches you how to introspect, how to peep within you, and that is going to help the community. So automatically the positive approach and attitude, you will start getting it.
So modeling positive behavior means whatever you are expecting your child to do the same thing yourself. तो अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपका बच्चा चिल्लाए तो you can shout. If you want your child to be soft spoken, then you have to be soft spoken. Am I right, ma'am?
Absolutely correct.
So हम करेंगे as parents, children are going to replicate that very faithfully, and they are going. So sometimes we see that अरे ये कैसे सीख गया, but when we observe, अरे okay, that time I said that, so that way. Okay, so Rama ma'am, I have invited Uma Parik, our one of Brighter Minds child, and now she has become youth, because when she attended Brighter Minds that time she was child, now she is youth. So if she is here, I would request her to please put her video on and audio also on, so that she can be with us. So she has been here listening to us. Uma, please put your video on. So I'm giving a spotlight to Uma, and I want Uma to please share what has been her journey with Brighter Minds as far as emotional and social development is concerned, because one of the offerings of Brighter Minds, like one of the objectives of this training program, is also to develop emotional and social empowerment in children, how to empower them, how to enable them for this development. So over to you, Uma. Please share about you and how has your journey been. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me, and first of all, good evening everyone. And I would say Brighter Mind for me is it's not like I have reached some destination or like the journey is done, that I completed course, but it's still ongoing, and you discover new things about myself, new skills about myself even now. And in fact, that is one of the emotional skills that I have developed through Brighter Mind, that I can feel what's going inside me. I can feel if there's something new I have learned, or if some mistake I have made, then firstly I learn to accept my mistakes. As a kid, it was very difficult for me to accept that I made a mistake. Like Rama ma'am shared, that if you just kill the ant in front of the child, then they'll think that there's something wrong with the surrounding. So though my parents never did that to me, but I was always feeling the same, that there might be something wrong, and I suddenly started discovering I started to grow up, and I learned that it's me who's wrong many times. So I learned to observe things more clearly than what they are on the surface. So for example, if I'm meeting someone, and if someone just, for example, a friend is sad, and if they just shout at me or rant out on me out of no reason, then I can understand that there might be something that they have gone through. Because it is very important to have a healthy relation with our dear ones, to see beyond the surface, and especially at home with parents. And as of now, for example, again, my parents are in their very peak age, 40, 50, 40s, 50s, right? So it gets very difficult for them to deal with me, because I'm in my 20s. We struggle many times because I'm going through some very hormonal changes. My parents are going through the same. And at such points, I can understand that this is very high time for me to think before I speak, and the way I speak, because that matters a lot for them as well. They might be going through many changes which I cannot understand, but only I understand is that it's not what they are saying, but what they care for, right? So, and it works everywhere around. Like even if we go anywhere in the world, I have recently started traveling. That was not much before, but again, like in my 20s, like if I'm traveling, I don't know people there, but they say that they feel comfortable with me, because even though they don't know me, they feel like they have been knowing me since ever. And I feel that's why Brighter Mind has helped me in being more empathetic. I have learned to be more resonant to what people are saying. And that came to me with lot of active listening, because I remember myself being this very very haywire child who used to jump around all the time. I could not sit at one place. I could not listen to anyone. I was just everyone used to say that I'm over energetic, and to beat me, like to match my energy, to control me was very difficult for them. With time, like I could see that in myself, that I'm getting more and more peaceful. I can sit for hours and hours and listen to what people are saying now without speaking even a word. So a lot of friends say that as a friend, like we feel good sharing things with you because you listen and not just give us advices. So that is one of the biggest thing that I learned from Brighter Mind. And emotionally speaking, for myself, my inner journey, then I started to listen to myself. Like at certain point, I remember being a Brighter Mind student, like practicing it every day, the Saturday Sunday sessions. I started listening to my own self. Now I can say that there's this inner voice in me which guides me. And first, it feels like it's just overthinking, but then it's not. And even if it is overthinking, then I can tell myself, now stop. This is you going into that pressure cooker train. Stop that overthinking process, and you are on the right track or you are on the wrong track, right? And yeah, I can also start to feel people's aura more. Like if there's something wrong around them, if something is pressuring them, or if I'm in some under pressure, or I can say it, I can say people that please I cannot speak at this point because even if I do, then you might not like it because I'm not in that state to put things in right words right now. So to say no is also a big thing to learn, right? Because being someone, I would say a people pleaser, maybe I have been for a long time. I could not say no to people. I learned that through Brighter Minds to put it in so simple and so beautiful words that it does not sound wrong to say that. Yeah, that's how I discovered myself. And I don't think discovering yourself and being around with people is a different journey because that goes on simultaneously. The more you go deeper with it,
I think we have lost connection with Uma.
Yeah. But amazing, ma'am. Her thoughts are so good. And I can understand that maturity level, right? And the words which she has chosen to express are amazing. Very good.
So that is the thing, ma'am. When children are able to understand their own emotions and also emotions and feelings of parents, why parents are saying what parents are saying, when they understand, the thing is done. As parents, your job is done. Your child is understanding you. So we have Uma back. Uma, sorry we got you disconnected.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I had some network issues.
Absolutely. Great. We must, really appreciate her because the way she said, generation gap between the parents and the child. Correct. And that I'm sure every parent goes through that, even as a individual, we have gone through that. The parents don't understand what we want to communicate at that particular age because there is a generation gap. Half age of
and mind also works differently, no ma'am. In 20s it works differently, in 40s it works differently.
Absolutely correct. So she has really pointed a right kind of a things for a socio-emotional development. Yes, very
Uma, thank you so much for sharing. So I think do you want to say something more?
No, I just said everything I wanted to.
Thank you so much. So with this, Rama ma'am, with your kind permission, can we open the forum for people to ask questions?
Yes, definitely, ma'am. Definitely.
So yes. So whatever questions you have in your mind, we have Uma with us, we have Rama ma'am with us, and I'm also here with you always for your life. So you can keep asking your question or you can write it down. So Uma, we are not able to see you. If you can put your video on. So some questions can be from Uma, some questions can be from Rama ma'am. Whatever you want to ask, you are most welcome.
I have very less bandwidth, so I'm just keeping my camera off. Like I'm here itself, but I have very more like no bandwidth. So I'm just keeping my camera off. Sorry.
No worries, dear. No worries, dear. Yeah, all right. Thank you that you joined. Okay, so I request our lovely parents over here. You can put any question that you have in mind. You can, when you join that WhatsApp group, you can even post your question over there. And once more, I will request you to, join these 3 links that I have shared with you. I'll share once more maybe. And people who have joined late, I would like to share that I have shared numbers as well, in which you can, just connect. So by the time you are writing your questions, I'm going to share these 3 links with you. Please feel free to ask questions through chat. You can even ask question by putting your video on and audio on. You are most welcome. So I'm sharing YouTube link to join.
Yeah, ma'am, I
WhatsApp
think
group of
somebody wants
parents.
to. Yeah.
Is there any
Yeah.
question?
You can speak, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, I have one question. As you say, like we need to watch their time, how they are spending their time in the absence of us. What are the videos they are watching? You know? So nowadays there are a lot of videos are available in the net, right? So if we say you have not to watch these type of video, but those videos are giving them dopamine, we can say, give the happiness, they give the doing some naughty thing and all. They are enjoying those videos. So how to make them to understand those videos are not good for them? Like this is only taking your attention. They are spending more and more hours to watching those videos. They are catching them, right? They are again they want to watch the same video because they are getting the dopamine and happiness from those videos. So in present you can stop it, but in absent you can't. Like they how to make them understand for those things.
Important question, Rama ma'am, because content is important. We have created one video, one reel on this.
Very important, ma'am, and thank you for asking such a wise question. Okay. First of all, as you rightly said, if you say no to the child will go and watch more and more of that. Okay. Because again, what we tell them, they may not, understand at that age group level. So one very important thing is that you have to divert the child's attention. Okay. That means the child has a lot of time watching videos. Have you introduced any musical instrument to the child to learn? Have you introduced any outdoor sports activity to the child? Because this is the age group. I'm not aware, ma'am, how old your child is, but you need to give them a lot of opportunity to participate at a different levels. That is what I was telling you. Because these gadgets are there around everybody. We need to make sure that the lesser time has to be given it to the gadgets, right? So have you introduced any of musical instrument learning to your child?
My kids are learning guitar and do the basketball.
Okay.
So, she's learning from last 2.5 years. But it's like in the class she play the guitar, but when to come back she is not ready to play. If I sit with her, she will play. If I'm not, so I need to encourage her every time. Okay, let's play. Let me play. Can you teach me to play? So then she will start. Otherwise, in the absence of me, she never touch.
Understand, ma'am. So good, you have already introduced the musical instrument, but then the interest level has to be developed, right? So here I would recommend that these programs which are exclusively designed for the cognitive development of the child, okay, the Brighter Mind is a cognitive development of the child. There these programs are in a very joyful manner are conducted, where automatically these kind of addictions which the children have, they get detached from those, because the child starts peeping within himself or herself. Okay. And that is the job which they do it. It's a process, ma'am. It's not a one day's job. This program gets over. It is kind of a activities are there, and through those activities the children their mind gets diverted, and mind gives a direction to do the right kind of a things for the right kind of a development. So these are, it's not because we are on this platform, that's why I'm saying you can go and visit. There are 160 countries are following these kind of a program, which is purely for the children, and a lot of research has been done, and it is a continuous research is happening. So I would recommend you understand this program, and then you decide it whether to go or what difference this program will make to your child.
Thank
I
you so
met.
much for asking. Thank you for asking.
Right.
There is one
Thanks
more.
for, yeah, I know, like today I met with a service sister, and we discussed about this.
Good.
So that's
We are with you for life, Smita. So
Right.
Avnish ji has
Thanks
one
for
question, Rama ma'am.
Yeah.
Avnish ji has one question. He's asking, online, are these programs online or to be physically attended? So online programs are also available, but me and Swaraj sir are also conducting in-person sessions. So based on your convenience, based on availability, you can choose any of these. Online programs are being conducted across the globe in 160 countries. We have batches for US, for Canada, for Middle East, for Australia. Anywhere you can be located, but online programs are available. At many places, physical sessions, in-person sessions are also available. So you can connect with us, Avnish ji. I have shared my number. Any other questions are most welcome. All right. So since I have shared this, these 3 links again, so you can join this WhatsApp group for parents, and you can keep asking your questions actively. Rama ma'am is also there. We are also there.
Yeah, definitely.
And in case need be, we can, seek help from other people as well. We have a big team.
Yeah.
Rama ma'am. So you can post your questions there also, because maybe this link will be shared on YouTube. When you join this will be given, and then you can share it with your family members, extended family members, your friends. And suppose after this program also, I mean this meeting as well, you have some question in mind, something comes in your mind, how will it be, how should I do it, whenever you are struggling to do things for your own child, because parenting is DIY, do it yourself job, like Rama ma'am said, we all learn while working on this. So whenever you get any question in mind, you can just feel free to post on the group. And the purpose of this group is to build like-minded people's community, a community of people who are like-minded, a community of people who are caring and concerned for their children. So please join that group, and you can keep asking your question. Rama ma'am, anything else that you want to share with us?
Yeah, ma'am. I'm happy that the parents had questions for us. Okay, that is something very important, and I'm sure everybody is capable of, taking care of this important aspect of a child, that emotional and socio-emotional development of the children. So whatever tips we have shared with them, parents should think, introspect, and implement it.
Yes.
And what we look forward for it.
Yes. And I would also request you to share your things. Suppose you have done something wonderful with your child, please feel free to share with us. Please feel free to share in the group, so that others also listen to what you have done, and we learn from each other. So that's how. Thank you so much everyone for joining. Thank you so much. So next Saturday again we are going to have one more webinar at 7:30 p.m. IST, same time, and we are going to talk about career choices, and how we choose for career, and it would be for children who are in 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, that age group. So you all are welcome to join. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you, Rama ma'am, for your kind perspective.
Ma'am, it's a great initiative. Thank you so much. Good day. Thank you, my dear parents. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.